What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody? What's up, peeps? How y'all doing? Give me 1 second. Okay, I am kind of back and kind of not back at the same time. Still listening to some messages, y'all, so bear with me. I'm doing 1 page, and I'm treating it like a sketchbook and then a canvas. So 1 page, no layers, no undoing. Use the pencil, the eraser, and all that other stuff like I normally would analog. I'm trying to work out a concept I have in my head that will eventually become a painting. So there's that. The delay looks really crazy. Are we good? I'm confused. I can't tell if the live is going or if it's not. The YouTube is so far behind, it's crazy. Okay, now we can get back into this. All right, let's see what happens. All right. Like the image is in my head, but it's not. I have the camera on my hand, but I'm wondering if I should move the camera from my hand. I know, y'all let me know what y'all prefer. If you prefer that I have the camera back on me, then that's fine. If you prefer that I have the camera on my hand, that's cool too. Just let me know. Just let me know. I think what I want to do first, kind of want to create the floral shapes first. So let's try that. I'm gonna just let my hand go. Just let them kind of do their thing. It might be kind of big. This is the thing about working out an art piece. You know, a lot of times you think you have the image in your head, and you really think you do until you sit down and your hand is like, nah, bitch. Which is literally what's happening to me right now. But I'm okay with it. Part of the process. It's very mysterious. I doubt anyone finds it a mystery, but I do appreciate the sentiment of that. Not feeling that either. Let's go ahead and, you know what? I'm just gonna start filling in shapes for now, and then I'm gonna go from there. All right. So first, I think I want to change the angle of the head. I'm gonna do something kind of like this. We're gonna do a pretty large ear. Another pretty large ear here. I'm gonna do closed eye. Not worried about perfection. We're not worried about symmetry because nobody is actually symmetrical. Everybody is asymmetrical, whether they know it or not. And we'll do something kind of like so for the nose. Keeping the lip very simple, just under, over here, erase. Let's make the chin more rounded. Something like that. And now, leaving the ear. Come here. Bring this down. So y'all, one of my worst qualities came out today. One of my worst qualities come out today. It's the part of me that once I get sick and tired of someone's bullshit. You know how a lot of people can put on airs forever? I cannot. And when people start to ask me dumb stuff or ask me a question and then try to speculate stupid shit, my energy will scream, fuck off. Even though my words won't say it, my energy will scream, fuck all the way off. And so that happened today. Was it well deserved? Yes. This person is a pathological fucking liar under the guise of being nice. You know, and I tell people all the time, I'm not going to sit here and act all self-righteous like I ain't never told a lie in my life. Everybody has. And people will continue to, you know, shoot, we even lie when we want to give somebody a surprise party. So, whatever. But, you know, a long time ago in my life, being that I'm 51 now, in my 20s, I decided that lying about stupid shit just isn't worth it. And I'm definitely not going to try to screw nobody over when, you know, they're paying me for things and I'm the one that offered the service in the first place. That I'm not going to do. Driving to work. All right, there, hubbub. So, yeah, that part of me came out today. It wasn't pretty, but I didn't say much. I just said what I had to say and walked away. Because some of y'all know I would normally say a lot, but I was like, you know what? It ain't even worth it. This person ain't even worth me saying a lot. So I'm just going to keep on trucking. Plus, I'll be away from them forever tomorrow. Come tomorrow, I'll never have to look their direction again. Oops. That's right. We're not doing we're using the eraser and pencil like we would analog. Now keep in mind, I'm a firm belief in, giving up for the shit I do too. So, if I do something to someone and they call me out for it, then, I'm gonna face them. I'm gonna face them consequences, What bothers me is people expecting people to face the consequences of the shit that someone did to them, but not being willing to face the consequences of their own actions towards other people. That right there, that put a crawl up that put a crawl up my spine. I can tell you that right now. All right, okay. Now I'm starting to feel this, y'all. I'm starting to feel this. Some things may change in the process. I'm starting to feel it. For now, I'm starting to feel it. It's talking to me a little bit. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this, y'all. Yeah. Tomorrow I'll be packing my bags, going to the airport really late at night, and starting all over again. Unfortunately. I can tell you what, y'all, I'm tired of starting over. I really am. But hey, we do what we gotta do to survive. I can complain all day, but complaining ain't gonna change it none, so it is what it is. But I am tired. I'm tired of this starting over shit. I done had my full fill of it. So this next step has to work. I ain't got no choice. Well, I don't have no choice but to make it work. Because if it don't, well, I don't know if I'm gonna have anything left in me to continue giving. I might disappear from humanity for a while. I don't want to do it, but I keep feeling the urge to do it. Yeah, I'm heading to Melbourne for a whole nother start over. One good thing about Melbourne, it is a spot that's really good for artists and shit. So we shall see. And I have to be straight up. The places I have been recently are in no way, shape, or form good for artists, nor do they respect it, and nor will they ever do anything but try to exploit it. So I've known for a while that I need to get myself to a place where people don't blatantly disrespect art and artistry. But I also admit that I didn't even know where that was. But I do remember that Melbourne's pretty dope for artists. So that's where I'm going to go. We're going to see what happens, yeah? It's the part where I sit back and stare at it a little bit. Probably not too exciting. Alright, it's kind of getting there. But like I said, if I don't like it, I'm just going to start over. But let's keep going. It's not giving the feel I want. It really isn't. Let's get rid of this for now. Let's clean that line up a little bit. Okay. We're going to clean this up a little bit too. Give it just this simple, like so. Okay. Now I admit I'm trying to get my brain to be artistic right now. I'm not in the best place for art. I haven't been for a while. But I said I need to draw. 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 So that's what I'm doing. And I'm sharing it with the peeps. If you like what you see, then, you know, tell some other people. Tell them to bring their ass. I mean, you don't got to use those words, but just use that sentiment. Bring your ass on. Come see this shit. Oh, now we talking. Okay, now we talking. Now we talking. All right now. Okay, whisper, whisper. Now we talking. Okay. Sometimes a little less is more, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna go kind of with this effect right now. I'm gonna add a little something kind of like so. And then we wanna okay. Now I start adding my other elements that are on my mind, which are going to be intertwined around the face and this crown of hair here. All right, let's get into it. We're going to start down here. I'll bring this up. Let's keep that line for now. And we're not trying to be exact. We're just trying to have a little fun with the concept all together until it starts talking to us and we can really start fleshing it out. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be a little exaggerated as well as we create this, because that's fun. Well, it is for me at least. Maybe not so for everybody else. And I'm really just trying to figure this out, y'all. Things will change as I go, just so you know. This is a less of a I know what I'm doing and a more of a what the hell am I trying to do type of operation. I don't typically share my art like this, but I decided I might start. I actually was going to work on a design for a knit sweater and then show the whole process. Then I decided to draw instead. What would y'all have liked to have seen? And I'm seriously asking, like, actually think about it and maybe, let me know which one you would lean towards more. If you are not subscribed, an ad will be starting soon. You're going to get caught in the ad jail. Just want to let you know that. I am winging it, y'all. So just wing it with me, Oops. Dang it, I did the thing I didn't want to do. All right, remember, wrong. We gotta treat it like it's analog. I'm messing up, y'all. Messing up. What would be the perfect compliment here? I thought I had the picture in my mind, but I obviously don't. Busy making pancakes. The options were, I was going to work on a sweater design that I have in my head. And I was going to do that on the live and then show the whole process of applying it, adding it to the store, adding the variants, double checking, all other stuff. And then I was like, maybe I'll just draw. But I think my brain is still on, I know my brain is still on the fashion design thing, because that's really where my brain has been mostly, period. As much as I love to draw right now, my brain has really been on the fashion design more than anything else. So when I do try to draw, typically I end up not liking what I'm drawing. Yeah, it'll probably be a while before people get to see it again after this. Because like I said, I'm not really that much of I'm kind of making myself draw. I mean, I love to draw, but it's not on the forefront of my mind right now. So I don't know. If you're an artist, you know what I mean. Just because you love to do something don't mean you're going to always want to do it. It doesn't even mean you have the vibe to do it either all the time. Especially when your mind is on something else, on creating something else. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably think, nah, we don't know what you're saying, but we're not artists. We're not visual artists. I'm quite sure some of y'all are artists in your own right. Depending on, there's all types of artistry out there. This is not the only type of artistry in the world, as we all know. Yeah. See, the center is doing it. Like, this is doing it. But now my brain can't I can't visualize anything else outside of it now. And that's a problem. Well, it's not a problem, really, per se. But it will be a problem if I'm on here saying I'm drawing, but I'm not drawing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a poet, and I know it. Plus, I'm real reluctant to share my art anymore, to be straight up. There's nothing more, for me, there's nothing more painful than feeling dejected when it comes to my art. And social media and live streams will definitely feel you dejected when it comes to your art. One of the best ways to do an art stream is to not be able to see the screen. So you don't got to see how many people are coming and leaving and all that. Because when we share our art, that's a big deal. It may not be a big deal to the people watching, but it is a big deal to those of us who create it. And sharing this, to me, is very different than sharing anything else. Because this is what I started doing. This is my first memory, is doing this type of thing, Just creating characters and faces and letting my number 2 pencil speak on my ruled notebook. I didn't really take notes much because I was kind of a brainiac. So I had a pretty good memory when I was a kid. So notes weren't really an issue for me. Oh, yo. Ooh, okay. Now we talking. Let's play around with the hair a little bit. I think if we play around with the hair, that'll help us to dictate the rest. Yeah, I think if we play around with the hair, that'll help us to feel the rest, yeah? So let's play in there for a little bit. Now I'm not talking, some of y'all get y'all mind out the gutter, okay? I'm not talking about that grip on the hair, you know what I mean? When the legs is wrapped around, you know what I'm saying? And the arms is up under the shoulders, and you grip that hair, and you're like, I'm not talking about that, okay? So get your minds out the gutter, bunch of perverts. I gotta check y'all sometimes, man. Y'all be going places, man. I don't know how y'all mind be doing all that. You'll be ashamed of yourself. Keeping the mind out the gutter is not an easy thing to do. That's true, because it's not really a gutter. Our sexuality is a very natural recourse for us, you know what I mean? I think it's disgusting that some human beings in our past decided to treat our bodies like they were fucking taboo, and the rest of us idiots decided to join in on it. It's fucking stupid. So I'm born with this form that I'm going to grow into, and I'm supposed to fucking treat it like it's bad? Kiss my caramel ass. Ain't another living creature on the planet sitting around treating their own body like it's a bad thing. It's fucking stupid. Just humans. Supposedly, all the logic we have in the world, we so dumb that we treat our own bodies like they're fucking... We gave it a word. The word was sin. Stupid. I know some people probably won't agree with that, and they'll probably be all upset that I said the word sin is stupid, but that's just how I feel about it. Shit is stupid. And that opinion ain't gonna change anytime soon. Because that opinion is based on actual life, not some ideas that someone tried to shove up my fucking ass when I was growing up. You gotta pardon me, I'm a little irritated with religious people right now. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, I'm quite sure saying that might hit someone's personal note, but you're just gonna have to be upset. You make your decision what you gonna do with that. Okay. All right, the hair talking to me now. I'm a rebel by nature. I'm not a rebel. Just a human being minding his business. And the only time I'm not minding my business is when people make sure I can't. That's the only time I won't be minding my business. Other than that, I mind my business. I'm the mind my business mindedness, mind my business mind person you'll ever meet. I don't even I don't even want to be a rebel, because to be a rebel means I'm still, I get it, but yeah, I don't even want to be that. That means I'm sitting around worrying about the status quo just so I can try not to be a part of it. Fuck all that. For me, I'm just talking about for me. I ain't talking about for other people. I'm gonna do what I do the way I do it. I ain't gonna hurt nobody. I'm gonna mind my business. That's pretty much how I'm gonna live my entire caramel colored life until I'm gone, which might be soon. Who knows? You never know, right? Okay, let me not say that. Then people get all mad at me. Bone, don't say that. I know everybody's getting ready for work and stuff too, so probably not gonna be a lot of interaction today. did have to resolve myself to stop worrying or thinking about interaction, because it seems to be something that is just hit or miss. You know what I mean? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. If it's not, it's not. So I decided I'm not going to worry about it no more. Because if I'm live at night, this is the truth. If I'm live at night, people will be like, "Oh, what does he expect? We're falling asleep. We're tired." If I'm live during the day, people are like, "What does he expect? We're at work." So either way, people are telling me that they really can't, interact that much. So I had to tell myself today. I was sitting there thinking about it. I said, you know what? Anytime I talk about lack of interaction, people always tell me it's either, "Oh, we're at work," which I understand, or, "Oh, what do you want? We're falling asleep." So I just had to resolve myself to the fact that it's probably just, a good number of the people that are in. It's always pretty much going to be the same. It's going to be my Vibe fam, my ones who've been rocking with me for a while. Y'all gonna be the ones that are interacting and commenting, and most people are just gonna sit outside, kind of lurking and listening, which is okay. I ain't mad at nobody. I'm just saying I had to resolve myself to it and stop thinking about it. That's all I'm saying. So don't nobody get too upset. I know we now live in a land of everybody thinking that someone's attacking them. In a land of super offended. I'm offended that you have thoughts that don't hurt me. My bad, y'all. I'm a little bit on one. My temper is actually pretty raw right now, but I'm not gonna lash out at nobody. And I think people forget, like, what happens when someone's a host. They kind of left hanging, when, in a way, when people are letting them know, "Hey, I just don't have it," you know what I mean? Or this is going on, or no matter what time you're going live, there's always a reason not to interact. And then when you can easily go to someone else's space during that same time of day and see all types of people going, interacting. And for me, like I said, I know it's always that same core group of 4 or 5 people, and I love them for it. I appreciate them for it, because without them, there probably wouldn't be nothing in the chat. So thank y'all. Oh, that's not true. We would have the people who would come in and just randomly tell me what to do when I'm already doing it. We have those people too. How long have you been playing? Try paying attention. Oh, yo, this is coming together. Y'all, this is coming together. What do we think? Are we digging it? Are we not digging it? I gotta see something real quick. I'm sitting back and looking at it a little bit, y'all. Give me a sec. If you have any questions, I can't read the chat while I'm sitting back and look at it, so feel free to ask. I'm testing ideas in my brain as my mind is full of directions to go. It's too bright. Let's bring this, make it a little more strong. Something kind of like this. Make that a little bit bigger. Let's fill this in. Now I'm going to do a proof of concept for the idea I have for filling this painting in. So we're gonna, once again, we're gonna keep to one layer. And bring it up in size a little bit so y'all can see what the hand do. We're going to hand blend this. I'm not going to use a smudge tool. I'm going to use these years of skills I got from actually using sketchbooks and shit, and the gentle hand that I developed over the years. To get my blend on by hand, because when I get on the canvas, I'm going to have to do the same thing. There ain't going to be no digital smudge tools, smudge tools, right? So typically what we do is we go in with a layer, but paint obviously is going to blend a little better than this, right? Because as the two colors come together, you're able to blend them more. Then you can take a brush, like a dry brush, and you can go ahead and blend that in real nice and smooth, So now I'm just going back to the more pinkish color. I'm gonna, oops, it didn't go back. Let me try it again. We're going back to the more pinkish color, and we're gonna very lightly go into the darker areas and go ahead and blend it in some. Give it a nice smoother blend there. Smooth it out. Just by lightly, very pressing, very gently. This even works on the iPad because the sensitivity levels of the Apple Pencil are pretty good. It's actually one of the best styluses in the world. Okay, so now these are not the exact colors I'm going to use, but I am working it out. If I knew about art, I'd be into this so hard. Oh my. is so hard. You know I'm going to perv that up, right? You know I'm going to. Now we're going to start to give it a little depth using highlight and shadow by going in with some white and gently just kind of giving it a very soft highlight, not a hard line like you see on cartoons and stuff. I'm going to come down here and do the same along here. I just want it to be really subtle. It's really starting to hit me that tomorrow I'll be on my way to an over a day flight. I'll go ahead and blend a little bit here. Like we're using a smudge, like we're using a brush to kind of blend, using a dry brush to blend the paint together more, you know? So we can even out these highlights and make them a little softer. See the shape that we're getting now? I don't know if this is the shape that I want. I'm not sure. I might just go with gradients and harsher highlights, maybe. Depends on how I feel as I go. Melly B. What's up, Melly B? So we got Hubbub, Superb, Dimples. I think Miss Saynard might be in here, probably driving to work right now. Connie should be in here with us as well. Kiddos into the weather. Oh no. Y'all, let's send some love to our Vibe Room niece, Connie's kiddo, who has styled and profiled in stealing her mom's VRL gear. Okay, so I do have more of an idea. Like I said, it might not be this, but I do have more of an idea of the colorway that I want. Going with the dry brush, do it like a smudge tool here. Blend these two together even more. Bring the pale yellow this way as we blend it. giving a much more smoother transition and appeal. I'm going to bring that down into the blue. Once again, blending it gently. Smoothly. Yo, look at that. Yo, look at that. That's hitting. Oh my God, look at those colors. Look at those colors, yo. I'm so glad I grew up on sketch pads and paintbrushes. That I can have this same gentle touch, the same touch and feel on an iPad. To me, it's pretty damn special. Yo, look at that blend. Look at that blend up close. Oh, that's true. You got a wow. I admit, y'all, I kind of jumped on early because I'm tired. My head's still hurting. My head is hurting. And I know I'm going to be on a very long flight starting tomorrow night. So I won't be going live at all. There's no such thing as a mess in art. Artists don't, we don't call it a mess. Part of the process. We're not going to use digital to try to mark paint and everything else as something that's messy and problematic. We're not going to do that. Not with me. Not in this artist space. Love you, but keep the comments about art being messy or analog being messy or problematic or whatever. Put that in somebody else's space. Y'all gotta know, I'm an artist and I'm serious about this shit. But like I said, I ain't mad or nothing like that. I'm just saying, you want to talk about art that way, analog art that way, paint that way. Just don't do it with me. That's all. Even if you're an artist. Oh, with sawdust? See, that's a whole different story, homie. That's a whole different story. That's woodworking. I did woodworking, man. I loved it. That sawdust is a lot to clean up, though. I tell you, it is a lot to clean up. So I do feel you on that sawdust. I really do. But that never bothered me, really. But I've also never been a luthier, so I know for luthiers, I've watched it. I've been around it. I have built a guitar at a shop that makes guitars. Like I made one, obviously under their instruction because they have years of experience. And yeah, there's a lot of finite work. And there's a lot of fine sawdust flying around everywhere. So yeah. Cabinet making I also did. My goodness. You want to talk about sawdust. Goodness gracious. Cabinet making. Boy, the amount of wood you used to finally get to the door. I'm telling you, half of the volume of wood you used is sawdust on the floor. But a super skinny, super long shaving is something to be proud of. That's true. That's true. It's super thin, nice fine shaving that you shoo along. Yeah, that's true. That's how you know you've been at that game for a minute. So yeah, I feel you. I feel you, fam. I heard what you're saying. Now I just kind of want to play with colors and blending now, y'all. That's all I want to do now. So that's what I'm gonna do for a little bit. First, I'm gonna go in with a solid color. I'm gonna lay it down as a base here. I turned someone's ears green today. I told him I'm leaving. I won't be here no more. And it's the person who owns this place. Keep in mind, she's a pathological liar. She ain't done nothing but lie to me since before I got here and after I got here, right? So I have no respect for the woman, and I never will. And right now, her and her family are using the place that 5 other people pay for as their personal hangout retreat outside. So they open a business. That's supposed to be a business. People are renting this out. The pool, that area, all of that is supposed to be for the people who rent it out, not for you and your fucking family. Right? But the number of times they've been out there in the area that we are renting to enjoy is pretty fucking obnoxious. Right? So today I was leaving to go grab a quick bite to eat, because gotta eat something. And like I said, I'm not in the best mood. So I'm leaving. And she's like, "Oh, how's your visa going?" I said, "I'm not staying. I told you I'm leaving." See, yeah, here's a perfect example. Here's a perfect example. Gotta watch that her. Here's a perfect example. Yesterday, I was on my bike and I saw her kind of walking on the sidewalk. I thought maybe she might be coming to the place or whatever, because when I left, her car was outside. It was outside the door of this homestay, right? So I stopped and I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, I'm heading home." I said, "Oh, okay. I thought you might need a ride to the joint." She's like, "Nah." So then I says, "Well, I'm gonna be leaving soon on the 8th. I'll be out of here." She's like, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah." Right? So today she sees me as I'm leaving and she asks me, "How am I doing with the visa for Indonesia?" And I'm just looking at her like I just told you yesterday I'm leaving. Like, I just said it yesterday, right? I know people are like, "Oh, Bone, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt." No, I fucking don't. No, I don't. I'm tired of giving people the benefit of the doubt for not listening to the basic shit. I'm not doing that no more. No more benefit of the doubt from Bone. It ain't happening. If you don't listen and you start asking me stupid shit, I'm going to treat you like you're stupid. That's just how that goes. That's how it is. I done left benefit of the doubt at the door. It ain't gonna happen no more. You ain't getting that from me. Nobody is. And because too many human beings have shown me that benefit of the doubt don't do nothing but leave me in a space where I have to keep explaining myself over and over again. And if anybody knows me at all, you know I fucking hate that. Right? So as I'm leaving, she asked me that. I says, I'm not doing the visa. I'm leaving. I told you I'm leaving. She was like, "Why?" because it didn't meet your expectations. You had expectations that like you said, what, 90 something you first here. I'm looking at her and I says, no. I said, I didn't come here with a ton of expectations. I didn't expect it to have a bunch of lying assholes either, though. I mean, I'm used to lying assholes in the world, but I didn't expect everybody, almost everybody, to just be liars and faking everything. Like nobody's real here. So that's why I'm leaving. I says, I know I'm going to face that everywhere, but I've never seen it to this amount in any other place but the United States and Canada. And she just stood there looking at me. And she goes, well, not everybody. I said, did I say everybody? And then I turned around and I left. It's funny too, because you know those people that have a lot to say but ain't never been nowhere in their life. You ain't been nowhere. Like, you've never left this fucking island. Why do you have so much shit to say? I asked the same question when I was in the US. Why you got so much to fucking say when you ain't never left your goddamn town? Like, you've never left your town, but you got so much to say about the world and everything else around it. Where have you been? What have you done? Like, for real, like, you don't know anything. Nothing. But you always got some shit to say. Why is that? And I realize that when people meet someone who has actually traveled and seen shit, they get in this mentality where they're always in some weird fucking competition with us. I'm not in competition with you. I'm just living my damn life. I'm not trying to prove anything right to you. I'm not trying to be accepted by you. I'm living my life. I'm not trying to fold into your ideas, your culture. I'm gonna respect it, but I'm not asking. I literally don't bother anybody, yo. I don't bother a fucking soul. I'm the least bothersome person you ever meet. I ain't got nothing to say to you unless you got some stupid shit to say to me. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Matter of fact, all you're gonna get from me is good conversation and shit. That's it. Unless you're an asshole. Or unless I'm an asshole that day. Because I can be an asshole too. Everybody can be, right? I think I'm gonna have to do some color studies before I actually hit the canvas. I haven't done color studies in a while. What I mean by color studies is I got to get my hand more ready to do this painting I want to do. And that'll help me to really lock down the vision color wise and really nail it down. And I'm quite sure some people might be thinking, oh, this guy sounds harsh, or, you know, whatever. He should be nicer. Why? Why should I? Like, why should I be nicer? For what? I was minding my business leaving. I was just going to go buy some food. I already told you the other day that I won't be here no longer. I told you just yesterday, and you asking me a question about if I'm doing the visa. That's just telling me you don't give a shit about nothing. You don't hear nothing I say. So why are you asking me anything if you don't care? Like, don't waste my time or yours. Just leave me the fuck alone. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I ain't bothering you. I ain't asking you nothing. I'm just gonna go get me some food. I'm minding my business, man. That's all I do is mind my damn business. That's my whole purview in life right now. That and to build my business. Now, when I get to Melbourne, the time difference is going to be different. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm doing when. I'm going to have to figure out the colorway. I think what I want to do, instead of having all these colors, I want to focus on two colors with one color as a highlight. I think that's what I want to do. She is an asshole. I don't even mean it to mean. She's, you know, the people who You know, the people who disguise their condescending, their smart assery and all of the stuff behind kindness. They act like they're a kind person. Or, behind niceness, they smile and all this other shit, but they always got little sly things to say and all this other stuff. But the more you talk to them, the more you realize that they don't know shit and haven't done shit. One of those people. And here's the thing. I don't care if someone doesn't know anything. And I don't expect people to know everything. I don't know everything. But don't be talking to me like I'm a fucking idiot. Don't do that. Don't. I'm not going to talk to you like that. Don't talk to me like that. I'm not going to treat you any old way. Don't treat me any old way. And don't be surprised if you do that, what you get in return. That's all I'm saying. Don't be surprised what you get in return. That's it. You're going to be a butthead. Don't be surprised what you get in return. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't want confrontation. They don't want trouble. I'm going to let you know in certain circumstances, I'm perfectly fine with the confrontation. I'm perfectly fine with the trouble. I'm perfectly fine with it. I have no problem with it. We going to have that convo. We going to iron out that shit. And we going to figure it the fuck out. And we going to get it straight. And after we're done, if that means we never talk again, that's fine. But when we leave, we going to understand each other. Like a lot. So that shit never happens again. And we never have to, if you never want to see me again, that's cool. But you going to know where I stand. I'm going to know where you stand. And we can leave each other the fuck alone. And that'll be it for me. I'm simple like that. I know people are like, what is he talking about? Just talking. Just throwing it out there. Do with it as you will. Do with it as you will. I'm just working out right now how I would like this to be color wise. Let me go to inking. Let's go to Inca. No, that's too dark. I don't like that. Something more like this. Really good. Bring up the size a bit. Maybe a bit more. Let's go with Tinderbox. No, let's go with syrup. Still too thin. Too thick. Still too dark. I just realized I moved it outside of the camera view. I'm sorry. All right, there we go. Yeah, that's not too dark, but too saturated. This balance is gonna be. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to nail this down to 2 colors. With 1 color as a highlight. Yeah. Yep. Keep in mind, I might not paint this at all. Right now, I'm just going through ideas in my head. Just working them out. Seeing how I feel about them. I might end up painting a giant comic page for all I know. Just because I feel like this now doesn't mean I'm going to feel like doing this later. because I haven't been painting things in a while. Like I haven't done any canvases or murals or things in a while. And I know I'm going to start doing them once I get to Melbourne. So I really need to sit down to be sketching and going through colors and just finding the voice of, you know, how and what I want to do. That's really where I'm at. Your post office has the probably short hours, like when you finish work you can't go pick it up, hubbub? Is that what's happening? Is that what's happening? Alright, let's do something about this face, y'all. Let's fill in the face and let's see how we feel about that, yeah? If we're going to stick with a 2-color motif, I'm kind of thinking this yellow and this blue, these two together, this pale, almost neon yellow with this blue here, with the pastel blue. Or pastel sky blue, actually. If we're going to stick to 2 colors, or one as a highlight, I think I may do the face as in anything that will be like exposed skin as the highlight and pop of color within the blue and the yellow. And then everything else will be the blue and the yellow. And I'll show you what I mean. So if I grab the yellow right here, right, and we switch back to this brush here, I could then come in and, since we're one page in it, we don't have to worry about, if we color over these lines, that's fine. I can come in here and I can lay down this color real solid first, right? Because obviously in painting, you're going to lay your color down solid first, and then you're going to come in, you're going to do your blends. So let's lay that down. And then, so if we're using this yellow and this blue, and obviously we're going to add highlights and shadows, and we're going to make it seem more, you know, like it has more depth, like up here, right? And I'm thinking thick outlines of maybe a dark denim blue, maybe. Okay, now if we go to the blue, which that's the wrong one actually, just the right one, then we can start alternating those. And of course, since this is one layer, we're just going to go ahead, and if it covers up the yellow, that's fine. As long as it still follows that line, we're good. Some of y'all thought I was just a designer, huh? But I don't know how to draw. Yes, I do, y'all. I'm telling you. Y'all thought I was bullshitting about being an artist. But I was just a designer. Nuh-uh. I know what y'all was thinking. You meanies. Y'all was like, bone ain't shit. And you are correct, by the way, because I'm not shit. I'm a whole ass human being. Still, you are the shit being one of the dumbest compliments I've ever heard in my life. Or that's the shit. I know the colloquialism. I know the meaning. But still. Oh, that's the shit. No, please don't call my artwork the shit. That's fecal matter. Please don't do that. I'm joking. Like, I don't make a big deal out of it, y'all. I really don't. I'm just playing around with that phrase because I think it's, it makes me. How did we come up with that as a compliment? You're the shit. Like, really? Thank you. Thank you for calling me fecal matter. I appreciate it. Greatest compliment I ever had. You too are the shit. So let us stink together. You know what I mean? Wonderful, wonderful compliments. I'm telling you. Oh, that sucks. You did get the dark. Yeah, I thought you were just going to get the jersey. And I know you mentioned the sticker, so I did think you were just going to get the jersey and the sticker. I didn't know you was getting the PLJH too. But big up, fam. Thank you for sliding into the shop and getting some of that dope streetwear. Appreciate you. For anyone who's ordered one of the sweater tees, Connie, please know that it's going to take longer to get to you than anything else, because each panel is knitted when it literally they start making it as soon as you order it. So each panel is knitted, and then their jacquard stitch, within the jacquard stitch, and then they're sewn together to make the garment. So it's going to take a little while to get to you, so please be patient. Pretty please. I don't have to be too precise here. I just have to be precise enough. And what I mean is I just need to follow that line and make it pretty. And if I fluff it up, I can just come back in with the blue and do it again. I know Connie was headed to get her daughter looked at. She probably didn't even hear me say that, y'all. How are we feeling about me doing the art thing? We all right? I know y'all got used to me gaming. Some of y'all were used to me playing music before. Some of y'all were used to me reading books. Well, actually, I think that was only Dimples. I think Dimples and Empress J were the only ones who were around when I was reading books frequently. No, Empress J wasn't around then either, actually. Now, y'all know this is digital, right? I have so many ways to color this in. I can just drag this over here. But what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to let my hand do what it do. Like I would typically do on a canvas or in a sketchbook or something like that, without using too many of the digital extras. Okay, so it's definitely going to be the blue and the yellow. Most definitely. But I'm not sure if that's the exact colorway I'm going to use. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It could be blue and orange for all I know. I just wanted to see something real quick. Obviously, you normally could not do this on I think it's gonna be blue and orange. Obviously the orange is gonna be softer once I'm doing the blending and the highlights and the shadows and stuff. Can we be shitty friends together? Yeah. I'll be your shitty friend if you be my shitty friend. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go in here and I'm gonna use this. No, that's too deep. Not deep, it's too saturated. Let's make it softer and less pinkish. Almost there. Okay. Now you're like, oh no, we're gonna lose these lines because I'm coloring over them. That's fine. Let's do the base here. Actually, what we should do, I apologize, y'all. Hold on, bear with me. We should do a red base, a little bit of a reddish base first. Something kind of like that. So let's lay this reddish base down first. Almost like a red clay type of color. We're gonna lay this down as the undertone of the skin. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And we're gonna use it and play off of it by using paintbrush style brushes in Procreate to fill in the color and the highlights and things like that. And since we're going to come in later to do the hair color, we can go ahead and just fill this in. Okay, all right, so let's go back to this nice brown here. We're going to go to painting, and I'm going to stick with the rounded brush, and I'm going to show you why. If I come in here with the rounded brush, I can now come in and I can start to lay down that brown with that undertone underneath, and then I'll be able to layer it. Right now, I can just add a little pressure when I want, so I'll show you what I mean again. All right, so let's bring this up. So here's very light pressure, right? You can see the very subtle change. And then if I add more pressure and then lighten that pressure up, I can then blend that brush, right? Now, if I add more pressure, we're going to get the solid, complete solid of that, but that's not what we want. Add a little pressure. We're going to use this to layer in shadow and shade and features. Now, one problem is when you start, this gets a little wonky, right? But we can just come in here and we can use the blend brush to blend that out. So you don't got to worry about that too much, okay? If you're doing this too, and you're picking something like this up for the first time, and it's something you want to get into, you know, don't worry. There's blend brushes, so you can go ahead and blend it. We're gonna add this would be like adding a wet layer, a more thin layer over the red to build it up. And then of course, oops, you know, we just continue to build because we can come back and cover up the hair later. And then we get and then we start blending again. Right now, I just want to kind of make things even. And I want to keep that undertone there. Oops, I want to keep that undertone there. So we want to keep going out this way. We don't want to grab the blue and bring it in. We don't want to do that. So we want to make sure when we get to these edges that we're going out, not in. Like I said, I do want to keep this undertone, but eventually it's going to be that nice brown with that undertone just kind of peeking through here and there to add to the highlights and the shapes, right? So let's keep evening this out a little bit. Let's keep blending. We want to add a little bit more of that brown to it. All right, now we come back in, and then here we're going to do the recess for the chin here. We'll come over here and I'm gonna do under the chin, and we're gonna go up under the hair. We're gonna create a little bit for the jawline here. And once again, like I said, we're gonna come back and we're gonna blend all this later. Once again, for the under jaw, coming up under here. We can be messy here because we're gonna come back in with those other colors to fix things up later, okay? Now for the eyes, we want to create 2 rounds for the eyes here, just kind of filling it in a little bit. Going up here where the hair comes, we want to darken that a bit. And I know you're like, oh my God, it looks like a fucking skeleton. I know. Oops, wrong thing. We're gonna blend that out, especially down here. And you'll see eventually as we keep adding layers, it's going to keep darkening over the layers that we're adding. And it's going to start adding depth and all that. But you have to see the vision. You have to build up the vision. That's how it goes. Another way we can do it, and I'm just going to tap out. I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but another way we can do it, we can go straight in from the beginning with the colors we want, and then we can just blend that out, right? So if I go in straight from the beginning, this is another way. You'll see this a lot with animation. I can go back into the airbrush tool here, and I'm going to disregard all this right now. And I'm just, I see this here, and I'm thinking, okay, so we're going to make those lips kind of let's say a maroon, right? So now I can go in here and I could just make that shape real quick. Doesn't have to be perfect. It can be a little abstract, because as we paint, we're going to be able to even that out. So I'm going to make the lips maroon real quick, and we'll come down that bottom lip, square it off a little bit, just for a little bit of a more of a tiny bit of an abstract feel, but not really abstract at all. Just stylized would be a better word for it than abstract. Okay, so now we get the shape for the lips. We're good to go, right? Then we can come back to that kind of soft chocolate color here. Less red in it. And what I want to do, since we're going to start there, I do want to add a little more red to it. Give it a little more depth of color here. And then we'll go this way. Okay, now we got a better tone. A little bit better tone, less flat. Now keep in mind, that flat tone, that tone you saw earlier is a tone. You often see it shining because of the oils of the skin, the way the sun bounce off of it. So it doesn't look flat on the human skin. So that's something that we got to emulate. We don't want it to look flat. So we're going to go around here, and we're just going to create a quick border outline of where we want this color to be exact. This would be the color blocking way. For anyone that doesn't know, this is color blocking. We're going to block in the color, and then we'll come in and we'll start adding shades and highlights and things like that to bring that out. Okay, so now we just keep filling it out, because remember, we're on one layer, so we have to be kind of finite here. Not finite, but we have to pay attention, even if we use a fill tool, that the sketch is not underneath. It's not an underneath layer. It's all on the same layer. We're using one layer today. No multiple layers. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And if you don't, feel free to ask. I'm really good at explaining stuff. Baby satin bonnet. Let's back that up a little. I want to give this a little more depth, so let's go ahead and paint right into that. I want to make it wider, because I want to give it a little bit more of an abstract feel. I mean, stylized feel. I don't know why I keep using the word abstract. I have no clue. Bone, learn how to use your words. And as you all know, I'm terrible with words. I don't know how to get my ideas out or anything. So, just be patient with me. It takes me forever. I can't find the words I want to use. I'm about as smooth as crunchy peanut butter, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? You all know, the people who've been here a while can attribute to the fact that I'm terrible with words. I'm horrible with them. When I tell you the many words that I've read and heard over time that I can't even remember, just as bygone as old Christmases in December when I was a little kid, those little gifts you would give, and you will remember that special one, that one you asked for, and the others you didn't, the socks, the cologne, the musk, and the underwear for school. And you'd look at them and you'd open them and you'd smile and you'd be excited and you'd toss them to the side and you'd grab your transformer. You know what I mean? So, and in that former self of mine, that kid, those things that I have surely left behind, you would think that I will remember, but obviously I have forgot. And just like that, in forgetting those moments in time, the words do easily leave my mind, and because of always losing track, I find myself always having to moonwalk, to kind of move back, to find where I left off in a sentence or two, so I can find what I've missed and put it in, so I could easily be able to talk to you. So in short, I'm terrible with words. I'm terrible. Trash. Absolute trash with words. Just saying. Just want to let y'all know. Don't be expecting much out of me, y'all. I'm a big dumb dullard who wears clothes he designs himself. Which, listen, I need to be able to... Yo. I'm starting to see it, y'all. See, now this would be color blocking, right? Now, with the color blocking, this is when you would come in and you would start to fill in your shades and stuff right after you color block. You would, you know what I mean? You use these hard lines and these hard shapes to get her done, son. So if I wanted to kind of represent a more turned up nostril, I would just come in here and I would just kind of place it, right? Knowing that with the other colors, I can come in and replace any off, areas. I can reshape it with the other colors without grabbing another layer. Same thing here with the eyelashes. We want to rock with the hair, but the eyelashes we want to wait for later. In this case, we want to work on the highlights, the blush, the things like this, lightness in the chin. So I would take this color again and I would move it here to a brighter tone. I would give it a little more of a yellow feel. And then I would come in and I would get a softer brush here and making sure it's not too big. I would come in and I would feather. I would gently feather in, adding that highlight along the top of the chin, which I will later kind of cut off sharply with shadow and shade, right? But I'm gonna keep this color right here. And I'm gonna come over here to the cheekbone, make this a little bit bigger, and softly bring that in. And it's gonna be subtle, but you're gonna see it come in. Can you see it? And here you can be a little more harsh. You can layer it even more. You can add a little more pressure because remember, you still have colors you can come in. You can change this to, okay? We're gonna go over here. We're gonna add that highlight over here as well. Okay, I then want to come up here to where the eyebrow may lie. And just in this area alone, I want to do the same. Now we're starting to get a shape to the face. We're starting to get a defined shape. That's a little too low. Let's bring that up a little bit more. So now you're starting to see a shape to the face and you're like, oh man, is this going to work out? That looks crazy. Bone wise, that looks so nuts. And so we come here now, and now I'm going to go to a darker tone. And I'm going to use that same soft brush because remember, we can come in and we can cut into these colors with the other colors. So we don't have to worry about coming into the hair here. We have the brighter colors from the, oh my gosh, I wasn't supposed to do that. Hold on. Bone messed up, y'all. Bone messed up. There we go. Let's grab our, oh, too big. That's what she said. We're going to grab our eraser. We're going to throw that in there. Okay, grabbing that again. Going back to the softer brush. We're going to come in and we're going to add some shadow. Oops. That's not the dark color. Was that it? Yeah, that's it. We're going to come in. We're going to add some depth of tone here. Grabbing this again. Come down here. There we go. And we want to add some depth and tone. Make the brush a little bit smaller. I'm going to come onto this side of the lips. And I'm just going to kind of feather in lightly a little bit of darkness here. And then we're going to come under here. And just under that ridge of the bulb of the nose where it meets the lip, we're going to put that there. And then we're going to keep that as a very fine shadow later. We will come back in with this tone and we're going to blend this out a little bit more so it's not so harsh. And then I want to grab the lighter tone as well, and I want to come down here on the lip and I want to lighten that up. Right along here I want to lighten that up some. kind of like so, right? So now we're starting to get a defined shape to the face. Y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all feel me? Go here. And now I'm gonna blend this in a little bit so that it's not so sharp. Just gonna use our blend brush. This we're gonna leave. The rest of this we want to blend in to kind of create those different tones that the skin have. If you take a look at yourself, I don't know if you have a mirror. If you stop and take a look at your skin, actually take a look at your skin, you're gonna realize that with the light hitting you and everything, there's gonna be some area that looks more red, some depending on your tone, some areas that look more with a yellow underbase, and it'll be all these different tones in your face, unless you are literally one of those makeup wizards who know how to make, you know, your face look one color, which is great. Well, not one color, because then you use blushes and things. You know what I'm talking about. But your natural skin tones, you're going to see that they vary throughout your face. And then with the change in the light, whether the light is yellow, whether we're talking about fluorescent light, sunlight, and all that, they're going to change again, you know, because our skin, because of the many layers of it, and we also have translucent layers of our skin, which is allows us to the skin to refract the light, and also often gives that sheen and everything that your skin gets. So when we're doing like 3D modeling, we actually, when we're making the textures of skin, we actually have multiple layers to mimic that light refraction. If we're trying to get more of a real skin tone, then we do multiple layers with different undertones and all this other stuff, so that when the volumetric light in the 3D program goes to that skin, that it goes through those different layers and then refracts back to actually give you something that looks like a natural skin tone with all its variations and color tones and things and yada yada yada. Am I saying too much? I'm boring the shit out of y'all, ain't I? I'm sorry. All right, I'm starting to do more talking and drawing, and that's because my head hurts. So there's that. I don't need my head hurting because I have to get on a plane tomorrow night, and I need to pack up everything tomorrow. So it'll be really bad if my head is so fucked up that I can't get anything done, because I will end up missing my flight, and we don't want that. That'll be problematic because I'll also be if I don't, it's whatever. Oh, come on now, Sir Purple. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, getting distracted by your own sexy is the way to go. Y'all, look at the face, yo. You know what? I'm gonna have to work on this, y'all. I'm gonna have to sit down and marinate, and I'm gonna have to just sketch. I'm gonna have to sketch by myself to really get an idea of what I want. I can tell I'm a little I've been designing and stuff so much and kind of drawing very you know the gochujang and the more character based, very stylized character based. So I've been off my paint game, and even yeah, I see what I want to do, but it's not really coming out. So we're gonna come back to this, but I'm gonna do some sketching in an actual sketchbook before we come back to this on the digital side, because as an artist, this is bugging me. So let's do something else. Let's do something else. Inspired by today's live. Here's my varnish. I want to see this. We're going to the Discord. Hubbub shared some stuff. I want to see. Okay. Into the BRL. Into the general. Oh, I see where you put it. You put it in arts and hobbies. Ah, the varnish, touch up, repair stuff. Nice. Yeah, I can't wait to get back to the time when I have a bunch of paints and shit around me. It's gonna be so fun. Okay. Listen. When I'm not feeling it, I have to stop. When I'm not feeling it, I have to stop, because what'll happen is I'll actually take myself out of my artistry and I'll frustrate the hell out of myself, and I won't like anything I'm doing. And so when I'm not feeling it, I have to stop. I got to. Okay, let me see. Stream info. Well, that sucks. We'll stick to that, I guess. All right, done. Okay, let's change it up. Let's change it up. All right, give me a sec, y'all. Give me a sec. All right, y'all still with me? Everybody still with me? We good? Probably not, huh? Like, boy, ain't nobody paying no attention to you. Which would be funny. All right. let's play around with some fashion stuff, yeah? All right. So you are looking at how I be getting stuff done. You're looking at I knew it. At the Affinity Designer right now. And we got the templates here for the knitted t-shirt, the sweater t-shirt. So full transparency, y'all, as you all know, I have this. We have a shop, the VRL shop. We got our gear in there, shop all heart, which is basically this series is just these two items. We have a full-on streetwear brand inspired by the live and everything about it. And I'm going to show you with all the transparency, what I use, how I use it, how I design, how I put stuff in the store and all that. I don't believe in gatekeeping. I know there's people out there who may be interested in this, even if they not interested in starting one of their own. They may be interested in the process so that they can know what they're buying, where it's coming from, and all those other things. I think that is very important, to be transparent. So hopefully y'all rock with me while I do this. If you have any questions while I'm doing it, feel free to ask. But we are going to make something from the Scritchy Scratch. Of all the things, it's a sculpture, man. It's just a sculpture in the room. And why are you calling it a stock photo? That's not a stock photo. That's not, stock photos are not photos. That's not what a stock photo is. It's a product photo with a real product. Even if it's a mock-up, it's not a stock photo. But yes, this is just part of the background. Who said it's a stock photo? Hubbub did. He said, okay, this is bugging me. The stock photo. A stock photo is if I go to Adobe fucking stock and I download a photo of something that has nothing I created. That's a stock photo. What this person is wearing in this photo, I created. Hand drew, put together myself. So yeah, it's not a stock photo. That's not what a stock photo is. And yeah, it says someone who put a lot of work into what he does. Yeah, calling it a stock photo. That's yeah. I know you didn't know the terminology, which is why I'm just saying. Maybe you didn't know the term, or maybe you're thinking of it the wrong way. But just saying, y'all, the stock photos and stock videos are those things you see when the people just download it from a free website or they purchase it, right? This is a mock-up, but it's a mock-up of what I created. So it's not just something random. That's the difference. Yeah, wrong terminology. No biggie. All right. But sometimes that terminology needs to be explained, so people can know the weight of what people do, because everything here takes time. And I'll even show you how I created that. Y'all want to see how I created that photo? Y'all want to see a whole process? Let's see a whole process. Let's get to it. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to create I have an inkling to create a quick rash guard. We're going to create a quick rash guard. We're going to take the mock-ups, and you got to read the room, no pun intended. You got to take the mock-ups, and we're going to make a hero image as well. Okay? And I'm going to show y'all the whole process. Cool? Everything I use and how I do it. Y'all down with that? Let me know if you're down. If you're not down, we won't do it. If you're not down, we won't do it. And I'm like, this time I want people to vote, because I'm always asking questions and 1 or 2 people will answer me. So this time I need some answers, because my head hurts and it sucks. So give me some fucking feedback. Give me some fucking feedback, damn it. Okay? Yes, it's a mock-up. Because you're mocking up an image, you're also getting a mock-up of the product design itself. All right. And if you're not down with that, then you answer. That's what you say. You say nope. Oh, I'd rather see something else. Or you say, I'd see something. I can't get upset at somebody saying, oh, I'm not down with that when I ask the question. You know what I'm saying? We cook with it. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so that's 2 people. I guess I'll just go with that, because that's the same number of people I always get. All right, let's go. I'm being snarky today, just so y'all know. I'm going to start talking about it. I'm going to start saying shit, just so y'all know. Okay, all right, so y'all thought I said shit before. What do y'all get from me now? See what you get from me now. Okay, so let's go to our Rashi Guard. Men's Rashi template. So you can see all this stuff right here, right? So we have men's rash guard template. Let's go to the men's rash guard template. We got our men's rash guard template right here. So we're going to open up the layers, the each artboard, and we're going to turn off these layers. Okay, we're going to turn off these layers, and we're going to create something completely brand new off the top of the dome. We're just going to create something. Okay, just off the dome, we just going to make something. All right, so first things before we do that, we need to turn on the frames. So we're going to turn on template frames so we know where things are at. Turn on the sleeves, and we'll do the long sleeve rash guard. You know what? Actually, I want to do the short. I want to do the short. I want to do the short sleeve. Nope, that's sports bra. I got too much shit, y'all. Okay, just deal with it. Oh man, I don't know where the short sleeve is. It might be up here, because I did introduce that later. So let me see. I literally have it marked and I can't find it. That's hilarious. Case pack. Nope. Boom. Here we go. Right in front of my face. Okay. So once again, we're going to turn on. We're going to open up sleeve, right sleeve, left sleeve. We're going to open all of that up. We're going to get rid of all of it, but we are going to turn on our frames so we can see what we're getting into. Let's turn on the frame here for the back. Turn that off. Turn on the frame for the front, and then we're going to turn that off as well. And then we're going to come to the sleeve, and we're going to turn that off. Okay, so we got that. We got the front. Let's have some fun. Let's do some things. Fuck stock photos. All right, so I'm thinking let's do something kind of inspired by motocross type of shirt designs, right? Just inspired by it. Yeah, let's do something that's kind of inspired by motocross type of shirt designs. Yeah. All right. So with that, I'm thinking we can use, let's do white, blue, orange, and a goldish color as well. I think that's going to be fun. Yeah, white, blue, orange, black, and a goldish color for like some highlight pops here and there. Yeah. Okay, let's get into it. First things first, we don't need the white background. We can leave that alone because we can just have that there, but we're going to have white as background. And then let's start with our blue elements. So first things first, let's grab the pen tool, and I'm just going to tap there, and tap there. Okay. And now I'm going to go to this stroke color, which is now a very deep green. I'm going to bring this up so you can see it's a very, very deep green. And we're going to change it to a blue, but we don't want it to be so deep. So we're going to bring it right about there. Let's put it at 35. And then let's bring it closer towards the purple side. Right about there. All right. That'll give us a nice blue. We're going to go up here and we're going to fatten that bad boy up. Make it fit. Okay, now that we made it fit, actually no, we're gonna come here, we're gonna grab this one, we're gonna grab that, we're gonna grab the pen tool again, and we are going to just make a shape real quick. Okay, making that shape, I'm gonna get rid of this, come here, and then I'm gonna fill that in, and then we're gonna put that under the template so that we can see how it's shaped inside the template. Okay, all right. With that done, well, it's not done. We're gonna slide that there. We're gonna slide that here. Now, do you see this dotted line? This red dotted line is your save to print area. Now, what that means is no matter the size, whatever is in that area, whether it's extra small all the way to 4XL, it will be printed. Outside of that area, depending on the size, some things may disappear. So our main elements of the design, we want to keep in the middle. Okay, we want to keep it in that middle area, but we also want it to bleed off to the sides so that it can create some pretty cool effects. All right, so we'll bring these points right here because this is obviously a separate panel piece, and I'm going to grab these two nodes and I'm going to drag them down in here. Okay, I'm going to grab these two nodes, I'm going to snap them both to the bottom so that they're even, and I'm going to drag this here to the middle like that. All right, I'm going to keep this nice and wide, put that right there, take this, and I'm going to slide it right there. And I'm going to bring it down. Okay. Now that I brought it down, I'm going to come here and I'm going to make those a curve. All right. Then I'm going to slide that curve kind of like so. Grab this, slide it down like this. Grab that point, bring it up a little bit. Scrunch this one down a little bit so it has less of a curve. Bring this one up and give it a little bit more of a sharper angle. Shaboom. We got a nice little element already. We're already trucking, y'all. We're already trucking. I think we're doing all right. Okay. With that said, we're going to create another one real quick. And it doesn't have to be exact. It just has to be a little different. Okay. So we're going to take that and we're going to duplicate it. So we go up here, we come here, we hit duplicate. All right. Now that it's duplicated, we're going to go ahead and make that there orange. And we're going to bring this up to 50. And we're going to slide this way because we don't want it to be more red than orange. We want it to be more of a yellowish orange. Okay. Now I'm going to grab the points again. Grab this point, keeping it locked in. I'm going to slide it right there, slide that right there. Bring this in really tight like so. Let's make this wider again. And then we're going to thin this out real quick. And I'm going to slide that down there. I'm going to slide that down there. And bam, we got a second element. We're going to bring this up and we're going to bring that up like so. Shaboom. How we doing so far, y'all? How we doing so far? How we doing so far? Are y'all feeling what I'm putting down? Are you feeling what I'm putting down? Come on now. Let's snap that in. Snap that to that. Grab these. Let's make sure they're this. Come here, here, here. Boom. Okay, cool. Snatch and slide up. Snatch and slide up. I mean, we're going to slide this down. Sorry. We're going to slide that down. Okay. Now that we have that, listen, I love me some motocross. You know, I'm not going to say I'm a great rider of motocross, but I was pretty decent. I probably bust my ass these days, but I was all right back in the day. I was all right. You know, I did it for fun. for no other reason. We go out there and jump shit like a bunch of idiots and hurt ourselves, but we enjoyed it, and that's what counts. All right, so we got to start. We have a start, but we're not done. Okay. Now we want to add some really cool elements. Some things like this is kind of softer, you know, it's got a little curve in it. Now we want to add some sharp elements in that come down across the chest line like so, right? We want to come down like so. Okay. So very easily, we're going to grab a rectangle. We're going to put that rectangle in her. We're going to slap that down there like that there. Okay. And very easily, we're just going to do something very simple. We're going to go ahead and convert it to curves. And then, oops, that didn't work. We're going to convert the curves. What? Why are we not converting the curves? Okay, there we go. And then we're just going to drag this down like so. Very easy, right? And then come up here and we want to connect this like so. So this blue kind of gets lost in there, right? And then we want to grab this point right here. We want to grab these 2 points. We're going to grab this. Oops, we're going to grab this one and that one. We want to slide this down. Okay. Now we're going to grab this point. We're going to hold our other finger down, 2 fingers on it, to make sure it stays a straight line. We're going to drag it this way. Okay. Now that we got that, we want to grab both of these and we want to drag. Oops. We want to grab one of the points and we want to, same thing, hold the finger down and drag it up that way. All right. Now with that, we're going to come here. We're going to say duplicate. Go up here. And then we're going to, on the y-axis, we're going to slide it up. We're going to slide it up on the y-axis. And then we're going to come here and we're going to drag it forward. Okay. And once again, we're going to duplicate that too. And we're going to slide that up. And we're going to grab these 2 points and we're going to drag them back like so. Okay. With that though, what I want to do is I want to grab this one and I want to make this one thinner by just collapsing this down. And we want to keep that same angle. So we want to drag this back. And then we want to take this one here and we want to slide it down as well. And leave it the same width. Okay. So now we kind of have this rib thing, right? Now with that, we're not done. We're still not done, y'all. We're still not done. I'm seeing this one here needs to come up a little bit. And I want to bring it to the blue. Okay. So boom. Now I know you're looking at this template in front of it and you're like, man, it's not popping like I thought it would. I understand that. I got you. I understand. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take these two. We're going to take these two right here, these two right there, and we're going to put them together. So we're going to come here. We're going to hit add. Now that we hit add, I'm going to add a stroke to it. That's too big. We're going to narrow that stroke down. And then we want to go into the stroke pattern, hit that, come here, change this to 4. And now we get a nice sharp point. You see how we got that point there? Here, let me turn off the frame. See how we got that point there, but we don't have it there. So we want it there as well. So we need to come here and let's do 5 and let's see. Nope. Boom. All right, there we go. So 10. So now we have it. Okay. And we're going to keep this at 10 as well. For actually, let's put it to 9. And then we're going to grab these two and we're going to say 9 as well. Okay. And of course, we want to put this at 10 and we want to make sure it's on the pointed one. Okay. So now we have this element right here. And now we want to come to these two. We want to come to this black outline part. We want to leave that how it is. We're going to leave that stroke color the way it is. But now we're going to have a little more fun with the orange. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to grab the pen tool again. And I'm going to go bip, bop, boom, bam, bop. And you're like, boom, that's crazy, right? But it isn't, I promise. So we're going to come in here and we are going to open up one of our others. This one here. And I'm going to steal this color. Okay. And then we're going to put that away. And then we're going to come here. We're going to turn off the stroke. What happened? was weird. Okay. Okay, so now we got that shape, right? We want to keep, we don't have to do much with this. All we have to do now is put this inside the other one. Shaboom. Look what we got, y'all. Look what we got. Look what we got. Okay. And then we're just going to angle it like so. And then I am going to put a stroke back on it, but it's going to be a lighter blue stroke. So we want to go and copy this color right here. And then we want to come into the color ranges and we want to bring it this way a little bit and then bring that up. And we want to make it a kind of a paler blue like so. Okay. Just for a nice little accent. All right. How we feeling that? What do we think? Y'all, this is how my brain works. This is just what I do. Okay. So we're going to take this, we're going to duplicate it. After we duplicate it, we're going to grab that one and we're going to drop it into this one. And then we're going to slide it down here and we're going to readjust the points. Boom and boom. Okay. Same with this one. I want to bring this up a little higher. I want to bring that right there. Okay. Now, obviously with this one, we want to add that accent in it as well. So, but we're going to do it a little different. We're going to do a little different down here. I'm going to take this pen tool again and I'm going to come here, 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 here. And then we're going to come here, here, and here. Okay. And we're going to drop that inside this one. Boom. Okay. And then we're going to the color, grab that and shaboom. And now we're going to adjust these points so that it looks really good. We don't want it to look too tacky, right? So I want to get rid of that point. Hold on. I want to delete this point. And we need to come in here and actually let me leave that point on actually. I'm just going to bring it up like so, and I'm going to grab these. And then I want to bring this just about there. Okay. And then boom. And boom. Right? So now we have a pretty dope shape, right? Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. How we feeling? How we feeling? We enjoying this? Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I need to grab all of these pieces, every last one, and I need to lock the stroke so it doesn't move. Okay, same thing here. Come here, scale with object is basically what we're doing. We put scale with object. That means this outer stroke here will not change its size when we scale the object. We're not going to scale the object, but we want to do that just in case. Okay, so we're going to put that in a group and we're going to bring back this and we're going to duplicate it. And after we duplicate it, we're going to flip it horizontally. We're going to slide it this way. Okay. Now we're going to put them both in a group and we're going to hit the center to put them both in the middle. All right, so now we're getting somewhere, y'all. Now we're getting somewhere. How are we feeling about what we see so far? What is happening? Why the music stop playing on? I don't know why the music stops playing. It just keeps stopping, y'all. I don't know. Hopefully this will keep playing. I hope. All right, so What do we think of this colorway so far? Are we feeling it? Are we digging it? I'm digging it. I think it's kind of dope. All right, so with that done, we want to create a rectangle over here. We'll slide that down, and then we want to drop that under here as well. Okay, now this one simply is going to be to add a color block to this. Okay, and so what we need to do here is we also need to convert it to curves. Grab this top one and slide it over. We need to grab this one and slide it in, and there we go. All right, so now it's not in the way, it's not blocking anything else. We can come in here, we can turn off the stroke, and we can turn this also to that. Actually, no, I want to leave it that gold for now. I want to leave it this goldish color for now, and we're going to add some elements to it later, but they'll be very simple. Okay, so we'll duplicate this as well, and then we're going to flip it horizontally and come here and slap it over to that side, and boom. We're still getting there. We're getting there. All right. So now let's have a little fun with this top section. Let's grab a rectangle, slap it in here real quick, and we're gonna bring it. Oh, nope. That's not what we want to do. We want to do that. Want to bring that underneath as well, and we want to make that the navy kind of. Well, it's not really navy, royal blue color. And then we want to make sure it is centered as well. Okay, so we're gonna have that up there, but we're gonna bring it here first. I'm gonna slide it down here. I'm gonna convert it to curves as well. Then I'm gonna grab this middle part and I'm gonna slide it up like so. I'm just gonna slide it up like so, so it creates this kind of up curve, right? Now with that, I'm gonna bring it another rectangle in, and boop, boop. Now I'm gonna bring this rectangle in here, same width, and we're going to change the color of that one to this more soft blue right here. Boom. Okay, now we're going to convert that to curves as well, and in converting that one to curves, we're going to slide this up right about there, put this in the middle, make sure it locks into the center. We'll slide it down, and we're going to make sure both of these are under these two. Okay, y'all see what I'm getting at here? Are y'all working with me? Who's working with me? Who's seeing what we're doing? Anybody else flowing with this, or y'all not feeling it? What's up? It's real quiet in this piece. Y'all can tell me, like, Bone, that sucks. I mean, I'm gonna fight you, but you can tell me that. I mean, I will tussle with you in public, just so you know. All right, so then we're gonna come here as well. Same thing. I want to add that gold out here. We want to put that at a 10. And okay, all right. So we're locked in pretty good with these colors, right? I think it's looking pretty good. I think it's looking pretty good. Now we got to get that vibe life in there, okay? We got to get that vibe life in there. We get that vibe life feel in there somehow, some way, some shape, some form. You know what I'm saying? So how are we going to do that, you ask? That's a good question. Are you ready? You know, actually, I think I want to switch those two. I think I want to change these colors. Hold up. Let me change these colors. Okay, so this one, I want to be the blue. And this one up top, I want to be the orange. Yes! That's it right there. That's it right there. That's it right there. That's it right there. Woo-wee. All right, so now we need to go get something, okay? We need to go get something that we're gonna add to the front. Okay. Those of you who know. Those of you who don't. Okay, but that's okay. You about to find out. All right, let's go to our what file am I looking for? We go to this one right here. Scroll down. For anyone who would be like, why doesn't he have it all in separate elements? Believe me, you don't want to do that. This actually allows me to save more with less data. If I created separate files for every last design, it'd be crazy to try to find them all. It's better to have them in here, like where I can just grab them. Okay, so now keep in mind, I've done a lot. Some things I've slid all over the place. Here we go. This is what we need. So we're gonna grab you, and you, and we're gonna hit copy. Okay. Ooh, that wasn't supposed to happen. All right, scroll up, back up. Wait, how did I just lose where I was at? Okay, there we go. We're gonna scroll back up. Okay, we're gonna go back into the front section, and we're gonna do the front. We're gonna do the sleeves, and I'm just gonna show y'all because I'm just showing y'all how the process is probably not gonna get. It's probably not gonna get in there. It's not actually gonna be for sale. Just so y'all know. Y'all know that, right? It's not actually gonna be for sale. Okay, so going here, we're gonna paste it. Okay. This is show and tell, y'all. This is show and tell. Now, my thought is not to actually leave this here like this, right? We're going to make it smaller. We're going to bring it down to the bottom, and we're going to take the red part out of the middle, and then we're going to have something else at the top, right? And then we're actually going to take and even these wings out. This is what I'm doing. So we're going to take this one here, and we're going to take this one, and we're going to get rid of it. Okay. Then we're going to take this one here. We're going to put it on the 0, and then we're going to duplicate it. We're going to flip it horizontal. We're going to slide it over like so. Okay. And we're going to change the color. Don't worry. The color's not going to stay what it is right there. So don't worry. And then we have the AL heart. And we're actually going to make this all one color. And I'm going to show you how. We're going to come here. We're going to turn that off. Okay. We turn off the stroke on that. We turn off the stroke on this as well. And then we grab these two. We're going to put it at 0. We're going to slide it over. We grab these two. And like I said, these are not going to stay this color. So don't get your panties in twisted. Okay. Bring it down. Slide it down. Grab the whole heart. Bring it down into the middle like so. All right, now we're going to take these 3 and we're going to add them together into one object. Okay. Go to sick and tired dead center would be hilarious. This is true. That would be hilarious. Okay, so we're not going to have it that big either. All right. So this part here needs to turn into the orange, but we need to give it some depth. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to grab this part, and we're going to make this more saturated, but we're going to make it kind of reddish. Okay. So there we have that. And then this part here, we're going to take both of them. We're going to group them together so they're in one group. And now we're going to, the white part here, we got to change. Okay. That part there, we got to give it another color, y'all. It can't stay white. Y'all know that, right? It can't stay white. So we have an option. We can make it black so it doesn't stand out too much. Okay. We can make it black, and yeah, I'm gonna let y'all choose. We can make it the gold color. Let's take the template off. We can make it the gold color, and then give it a black outline. We can make it the gold color and then give it a black outline and make sure we have that like so, but I'm not feeling that myself personally. Why does my screen keep going to sleep? Alright, so now this is just me going through ideas, right? And as much as I love the AL heart, I don't like it on the front. I don't like it on the front. I don't. So we're going to take that away. We're going to cut and we're going to move it to the back when we do the back. All right, so let's paste that. All right, we're going to paste that in the back. I don't like it on the front. Okay, so and this is part of the design process here. These ideas are going through your head. Your mind is churning and working, and you know what you actually stick with and what you actually go with aren't always the same things. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a process. It's a process, y'all. It's a process. So okay, so we got this on the front, and we want to figure out what we can do with the with this center part. Now the thing is, and we all know this, your motocross and all that, they always got some words on them. They always got some words and some symbology and things like that. So we got to bring in the VRL. We got to bring in the VRL fat or the VRL heavy. And I'm thinking we bring in the VRL heavy. We bring in the AAL text. We bring in the signature. We can bring in the PLJH as well. First, we're going to do VRL fat. That's the first one we're going to do. Let's bring that in first. Give it a second, y'all. Sometimes this thing be taking a minute. Yeah? Who's still with me, yo? I think we had 12 people for a hot second. Now we have 7. So we lost some folk. But who's still with me? Who's still awake with me? I don't know how much longer I'm gonna last though, y'all. My dome is killing me. It's leg day, peeps. I'll catch you later. All right, Sir Purple. Do your thing, fam. Get them legs strong as fuck. I forgot I did that so it'll fit. We gotta grab the regular one. We might have to go into the whole process of how it happens real quick, y'all, because my head is starting to do me in. Yo, I have so much stuff. I have so much stuff, yo. It's crazy. Maybe the heavy. This is the part where designing becomes kind of a blip. This is where it becomes difficult. You're like, you get in this state of what am I going to do? What am I not going to do? You know what I mean? This is the part where trying to figure everything out is not so easy. Okay. Turkey leg. Not the turkey leg, Sir Perp. Not the turkey leg. That has me cracking up every time I think of it now. Sir Perp got the turkey leg. Turkey leg. So I'm thinking here, what I can play around with is we can do this. Bring that down. We can keep this black. Then we can come in and we can create a 1, 2, and 3, right? Nope, that's too many. And we're gonna slide this one on top of the other two. Now we'll grab this one and we'll make sure it's an outside stroke. And we're gonna give that one the dark blue. No, the gold. We're gonna give that the gold. So we're gonna come here and grab the gold. And then we're going to bring that up like so. Okay, like I said, this is the part where you're figuring out everything step by step. Like, even if you have what you think you have a great idea, a lot of times it doesn't work out the way you want, but you have to go through the process to figure it out, right? So we're going to come back in here. Now that we have the gold, we're going to add one more. We're going to slide it down. We're going to grab this one, put it outside as well. And let's make this one 18. And we're going to change that color to the blue. And then we're going to grab this one. We're going to put it as an outside stroke as well. Let's make that one 25. And then we're going to change that color to the orange. Boom. Ba-boom, boom. Boom. Ba-ba-ba-ba-boom. Ba-bam. Okay? Now, not to be undone, now we have to go to each one, make sure the scales with object. So we have to come here. Oops, we got to come here. Scale with object. Here, scale with object. Here, scale with object. And here, scale with object. Okay, so they're all say scale with object. Let's bring this down a little bit. And then we're going to create a pattern to go on this right here. Okay, so what I want to do with the pattern is I want to create almost like a overlay star pattern. And we're going to do it really simply. I'm going to come here. I'm going to go to the tool. And I'm going to go to double star tool. And I'm going to tap this. And I'm going to make a big double star. Okay. And actually, we're going to slide this over here for a second so we can see it better. All right. So we got ourselves a double star. Make sure we're still in the double star tool so we can do some changes. Okay. So inner radius is going to be, I don't know, 100. Point radius also 100. And then you get this, right? So this is telling us how we can do it. So we take this, right? And then we our inner radius as well. Boom, boom. Okay. And boom. All right. So now we have, and then we're going to do that like so. And we're going to change our points to, I don't know, let's say 4. That is perfect. All right. So now that we have that, it's 4. I want to bring this in a little bit. Okay. And we're going to hit that. Now I'm going to grab every point and I'm going to hit that. All right. You're like, oh no, what happened to it? Okay. So this is me just testing. I'm testing y'all. I'm trying to figure out. So we're going to slide this out a little bit. We're going to do that again. And the mistake I made was grabbing every point. So we just want to grab these outside points right here. We're then going to grab the inside points. And then we're going to boom. Okay. So I'm happy with that. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. And we're going to do that over here. And then we're going to place it over there. Okay. So first, let's take this here and let's downsize it a bit. All right, we're gonna leave that stroke where it is. Let's put it like so. And we want to give it a gradient. We want to, oh, before we do that, we need to turn it into a symbol. So we're going to go to here and we're going to go boom, and we're going to say add symbol from selection. The reason we do that is because, and I'll show you, I'm going to come here, I'm going to say duplicate, and I'm going to slide this one over, and I'm going to center it on this one and slide it up. Okay. Now with that, like so, I'm now going to grab this one, and I'm going to grab this gradient tool, and I'm going to do this. Now you see, now that both, the gradient changes for both of them, and that's why we do that. We do that, we turn it into a symbol so that the gradient will change for both of them. Okay, and that's why we do the symbol thing. So now this one symbol, every time I change the color on one of them, it'll change the color and change the parameter for all of them. So if I go here and for this one, I come in here and I change the stroke size, it'll change it for all of them. Isn't that cool? All right, so we're going to put that stroke to black, and we're going to bring it up to, let's say 2. Yeah, we'll say 2, and then we're going to lock it in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change the color as well. So we're going to grab this one. We'll take this one and delete it for now, and we're going to grab our colors. I want to grab this color here, the blue, and then I want to come up here and I want to put that blue there again, but this time I want to lighten it up a little bit like that. I think that's pretty good. Now why am I doing that? I'm about to show you. Okay, so now that we have that, we can now create our pattern. I know y'all probably thinking like, what the fuck is Bone doing? All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna create my pattern by duplicating. I'm gonna say, oops. Go here, I'm gonna say duplicate, and then I'm gonna slide this bitch over, and I'm just gonna connect it. All right, now that we have that, I'm gonna duplicate it no more times. Then I'm gonna grab both of them, I'm gonna duplicate them, and I'm gonna slide them down here, and I'm gonna snap them in like so. Okay. Is everybody seeing what I'm doing here? Okay, so now we have a basic little thing going on here, right? Now, the only problem we're going to have is if we keep it like this, it's not going to layer the way we want it to, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do this the right way, okay? So let's go back to a single one, okay? And I'm going to duplicate it. Now, this sometimes is a lot easier in Affinity, in Adobe Illustrator, because they have tools that go beyond Affinity Designer. But Affinity Designer is a one-time buy, and it's all I need. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit duplicate again. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oops, I messed up. Let's try this again. All right, so we're gonna hit duplicate. I'm gonna slide it out and snap it. Now I'm gonna hit duplicate again. Duplicate again, duplicate again, duplicate again, and duplicate again. Now I got all of these. I don't want to keep duplicating them over and over again, so I'm gonna come here again. I'm gonna hit duplicate, and I'm gonna slide them all over. And boom, okay? And now we're gonna do that one more time. Duplicate. And we're going to slide them all over. And boom. All right. So now that we got them all there, slide them back out. And we're going to group them. Okay. So we go in here and we hit group. I know it's really small, but you just got to bear with me. Now I'm going to duplicate that group. Okay. I'll duplicate the group. Duplicate it. And then I'm going to get rid of one. But I want to get rid of the one on the end. So let's delete that. Okay. Now I'm going to grab both groups. And I'm going to use the align tool. And I'm going to do that. Now I'm gonna grab one group and I'm gonna put it on top of the other group and I'm gonna slide it up. And I'm gonna put it like right there. Do you see it now? Do you see it? Do you see it? We can even just snap it to the middle, but we need that coverage. So I'm thinking either we go about here or we go about there. I'm thinking about there. Now let's go right here. Okay. So now that we have these two together, we now need to group these two together. We need to group these two together now. And now we need to duplicate them. And then we need to slide it up like so. Y'all getting it now? And then we're gonna hit duplicate. And we're just gonna keep duplicating until we get a pretty good size here. Now this is gonna be a lot of information. It's gonna be a lot of data. So that's gonna be a problem, but it'll be okay because we're gonna flatten it into a raster image, and that will help it not to be such a huge pack of data. And I know with the other programs you don't have to do all this, but with this program we have to. It's just the way it is. Deal with it. Let me keep going. I don't want to be too small and tight. Okay, there we go. I think that's enough, right? So now we take all of this and then we group all of that together. And now we got one big old piece. Now we're going to take that piece, slide it in here, and then we're going to drop it inside this part. And look what we get. And now we're going to bring it up a bit because it's too small. So I'm going to put this to, let's say 120. Okay, let's say 80. Maybe 70. No, I think I'm digging 50. All right, so now we have a nice little cool kind of almost superhero suitish scaly pattern type of thing in there, right? And boom, now we have some texture in there, but I still think that's too small. I think it'd be better if we keep it nice and big and have a nice little detail to it like so. So now we have some detail in there. Now here's a fun thing we can do with this now, right? So now I can take this same element, and y'all gonna be like, no, Bone, don't do it. But watch what happens. We're gonna duplicate it, and we're gonna slap it inside the orange as well. Oh no, Bone, why would you do that? No. Okay, so now we got it inside the orange. We're gonna come here, and we're going to go to FX. Not FX. We're gonna go to adjustments. We'll hit black and white. Okay, and now we're going to take those two and we're going to lay them together, and then we're going to come here and we're going to have a little fun. Luminosity might work, color won't work, divide won't work, exclusion difference never work, hard light, pin light never work, soft light overlays never going to work, ads never going to work, color dodge isn't going to work, screen will never work. But let's see. All right, so I'm looking at maybe luminosity if we bring down the opacity a bit. And now we're just having fun with it. So now keep in mind, I'm not definitive on this, but this is just me having fun and showing you how I make patterns, how ideas come into my head. Whether they work or not is something I decide later. You get what I'm saying? For me, this is cool. It doesn't really work. I'd probably do something different, but I'm just showing you how I play with things, right? How things happen, how they come together, and all the other jazz. All right, so now if we just take this the way it is, right? And I'm really just trying to do something quick so I can show y'all because I'm probably going to lay down pretty soon. So, and then we take that out of there And I'm gonna have to shorten all this process, y'all, because my head is really starting to do me in, and I have a flight really, really late tomorrow night, and I cannot miss it. So I'm probably gonna lay down so I'm able to do my flight tomorrow. Plus, I'm never live this early, so I'm normally not live till like 11 p.m. and it's 10:46. So I'm gonna show y'all how the rest works. Okay, so if I come out of here and let's just export this one, and I'm gonna show you what I use, how I use it, the fulfillment group I use, and all that. We're gonna go full transparency here. Let's go to PNG. Let's go to front. This is what happens when you're conceptualizing on the fly. Like, if my head wasn't hurting, we would just keep fucking with it until we get it right. Until we get it to really be like popping. It's okay now. I'm not really feeling it, but now I'm determined to make it work. Like, I'm determined to really make it look like that, look like a motocross and all that other stuff, which, to be straight up, it really doesn't right now. It kind of went the lines of a superhero more than motocross. So now I'm determined to make a motocross set and make it dope. So that's probably going to happen now. All right, so let's hit the OK, and we'll go to on my iPad, and we're just going to name it VRL motocross. We'll just leave it like that for now, and I'm just going to say short sleeve rash front. And like I said, I'm gonna tackle a design for real soon. All right, so coming out of that, we're gonna go up in her, and as you all know, I use Printful. Okay, so in using Printful, I'm gonna go here. Printful, ridiculously high quality. Oh no, why an error? What's happening? I'm trying to show people stuff. This is the wrong time for an error, fam. Stop it. Don't do that. Thank you, jackass. All right, so let's go to all over. So this is AOP, all over print. Okay, AOP means all over print. Okay. All right, short sleeve rashi. We're gonna go ahead and open that up real quick. Thread to white, and then come here, and I'm just winging it. I'm just showing y'all how this whole process works. All right, so just bear with me here, and then we're going to go to on my iPad, and we're going to go here, and we're going to bring this in. Now obviously a lot of work has not been done on this, right? We know this already. We're just waiting for up the load. Right now it's at 45, 50, 70, 80, 90, boom, 100, and noosh, and noosh. All right, so we're gonna put that on the front, and just to show you how it mocks up, because I'm not loving it. I'm definitely going to do better when I can really sit down. Probably in my 14-hour layover at the airport, I'll probably sit down and do a bunch of sketches to figure out what I want to do. So if we go to the mockups, now obviously having the sleeves a different color than white, having something in here, and then making this actually look motocross, because this top part does not. This part does, but this top part does not at all. That 100% does not look motocross at all. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So then with that, I'm just gonna hit this. Yes, I want to continue. So now we have a product here. Almost. Obviously not done. Obviously we're not going to stay with this. I'm going to do something to really make it better, because I just don't like it at all. My brain started shutting down while I was trying to design it, y'all, so I do apologize. And so at this point, I would just go add to store, and then we'd come up with the options and what sizes I want to use. Boop, 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 which I would have to make sure I have each one done. Like I would have to choose them, put them in there, and then we would go to proceed to mockups, and we click continue. And then here is where I'm gonna choose what I'm gonna use. People go, oh, so you don't really have the product. Yes, I do. Like I literally wear them. They just have different designs. They're like right over there. They're right over there. And then we just start picking, I pick my mockups, pick PNG, I hit continue, I do my description here, I pick my collections it's going to be in and all the other stuff, and I put the name in, blah, 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 blah. And then I move forward, and this is where we do pricing. So this is my price per item right here on the left. So when you're ordering, please know that this is what I'm paying. So I'm not paying $5 a piece like Nike and all that. Everything is made to order. Everything is AOP. When you order it, they start making it, and that's the process, y'all. And once I get a design nailed down, we'll sit down, we'll put it together, we'll make it look great, and then y'all can see me create the top, the short, everything, and then put it in the shop, and y'all see the whole process. But I need to nail down the design. With that said though, y'all, my head is killing me, so I'm gonna have to end this because I have a flight to catch tomorrow, and I cannot be missing that flight, because that's going to cause all types of issues that I am trying to avoid. All right. I don't know if y'all see my eyes slowly closing, but they are. I jumped on early thinking I could draw, thinking I could do something, knowing my head was hurting, and I just wanted to rock with the fam as much as I could. I know it wasn't, I don't know, maybe it wasn't as fun as Alive and all that other stuff as it normally is. Maybe because of the time that I was on much earlier. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just not feeling good.
Bluetooth connected.
Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? That's my bad. I haven't charged the audio device, so I forgot to plug it in. So, yeah. Oops. Y'all know I look terrible. I need a haircut. My eyes are hurting, and I look ridiculous. But thank y'all for hanging out with me despite me looking ridiculous and looking terrible. I appreciate the LOV, but I must lay it down right now. Like right now. So it's about that time. With no grand rhythm and no grand rhyme. If you remember what I say, you can rock with me. We're gonna slide up on out of here on the count of 1, 2, and 3. Peace, love, joy, and happiness. I'm out. Later, Gators. Mad love, everybody, and whatever you do. Y'all keep it sexy, yeah? I will see y'all as soon as I can. Obviously, I won't be going live for a couple days because I have over 24 hours worth of traveling to do. You know, cheapest ticket possible, long layover, yada, yada, yada. I'm definitely can't go live from the airport, so that's that. But when I can again, I will, and in between, I will try to post stuff. Okay? All right, y'all. That's it for me. I gotta lay down. I gotta shut my face. Y'all be good. I will see y'all as soon as possible.